Hey my friend, welcome to Lions Made Media, Jonah here. In this video, I wanted to share some advice for writers in particular, but again, as with most of these videos, it probably has a few more applications than that. So this past week, I was actually finally able to go on a mission trip again after about 2 years. So still in a bit of recovery from that, so I apologize if my performance is a bit lacking. And while it's always good, the mission trip is always good, this time actually reminded me of some advice I was given years ago, or at least I was thinking about it as I was on it, which was that as a writer, I should use what I've learned in my writing, or in essence to basically write what I know. So it would follow that with more experiences and lessons, I would be able to write about more things. And being honest, this is probably going to end up coming off as a slightly long-winded way of saying don't touch stress. But I do have some reasons for it. Have you ever been watching a movie where the location is somewhere you actually know, maybe because you grew up there or whatever, yet for some reason things are just off? Like, as the characters are passing in the background, it's like the view isn't quite right. It's like, I know that places like Canada often double for various locations across the United States, but it's still like, it just feels off at times, especially when it's someplace you've seen quite a few times. Like, it almost feels like you know where that street might be, but it doesn't have the character of that street. Or the distances are weird, like how somebody would probably look at a map and be like, okay, this is here, this is probably how long it takes to get there, or so forth, but yet it's like there might be completely opposite things in real life. Like, sometimes they treat the distances as shorter, and sometimes they treat the distances like this insurmountable obstacle when it's like, it's actually not that far. And you're treating it almost like it's another city entirely when it's just a suburb, pretty much. Or there's context that doesn't exist, like seeing an event happening there that you're pretty sure has never happened before, and they're decorating the streets in ways that are completely different to how they actually decorate. And it's kind of why that whole filmed on location always sounds like a big deal, or makes it a bit more authentic in a way. And it's like with writing, you probably want to actually go to a place before you write about it. It's kind of like trying to imagine a chase sequence through a city you've never been in, unless you're coming up with the city yourself. But if you're doing a real life city, then it's like trying to go from point A to B when you've actually been there, can look a lot different than from, oh, this is the tourist or the movie version that I have in my head of where everything is and so forth, and what things actually look like and what obstacles are there, which is a lot different. Because then, once you're there, you can actually show what it's like rather than what it just could be like in someone's mind. And this goes for other things as well. For example, if you wanted to give a character a certain profession or skill set, it would probably help to learn it, at least to the depth you were going into it. Like with cooking, you probably want to actually have some knowledge of how cooking works rather than being like, oh, I know the microwave and how to order. In which case, it probably wouldn't go so well. If you wanted to just have the character be a masterful chef, because at some point you would probably have to do much more than mentioning, oh, and they cooked. And, of course, thanks to Butch, you can get summaries of some skill sets and speed up that learning process a bit. But there are certain things that really don't click when you actually experience it. kind of like how certain foods will taste different depending on who's making them or where you are. Like in America we have like the melting pot of all this different cuisine, but if you actually go to the country that the cuisine is originally from, it might taste a bit or even a lot different than how it tastes in America. Or how there are a lot of places that get left off of the guided tours. Like, it's not the places they want to show you, but it kind of brings that authenticity to what's actually going on. And another thing I kind of think about is relationships, in that there are people who will talk a lot about relationships, but yet it's like from what you hear from them, there's like something that doesn't really click as being quite authentic or real, that they seem to be missing. And I guess to sum this kind of up, is that if you want to get better at writing, it's important to take time to metaphorically touch the grass, to get out and experience life. I mean, I know the writer stereotype is basically of the introvert who locks themselves in their room and doesn't come out until they finish writing, but it's like, at least for me, is that the life I want to live, even though I want to be a writer? Or do I want to learn and experience life and to actually be able to share some of those experiences with others? Which, again, granted, that's all my opinion. In which case, feel free to share yours in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And again, until I come up with a better phrase, have a great rest of your day, and talk to you later.